The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. Yeah!
Hi, and welcome to this week's podcast. Today I'm going to be joined by Danielle Bahr from SPPA, or SPA, Swimming Pool Pro Alliance. It's a general liability insurance company. So in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing general liability insurance and the need for it if you own a swimming pool business or if you have employees that work for you in your business. This will help protect you from any liability or potential lawsuits from negligence or mistakes that are made out there on your pool service route. And by default, I've kind of become a big fan of having insurance coverage. I have, of course, my auto insurance, and I made sure when I got my policy that I let them know that I do pool service. That way I'm covered in an accident. That's also very important if you're doing this as a living, to let them know that you're using your truck for work. You have a different policy for that versus just a standard insurance policy. I also, of course, have my homeowner's insurance for my house. I have condo insurance for my rental property. I also have an umbrella insurance policy for, I think it's $1 million right now, so that covers like everything from above my auto insurance or my homeowner's insurance there. And of course I have my general liability insurance for my pool route. So I'm pretty well versed on the insurance and what you need to carry. And I know a lot of guys are out there driving around, doing pool service, running a business with no general liability insurance. And to me, I think that's a mistake, not having the proper insurance for your business. I think if you have a claim against you, even for a small amount like $20,000 or $30,000, that could pretty much wipe you out. A lot of people don't have $20,000 or $30,000 saved up, so you'd probably have to max out your credit cards or borrow money or get a loan against your house. And then, of course, the worst case scenario, you have a claim that's in the $1 million range and you have no insurance, and that just wipes you out completely, and you have a judgment against you. And there really is no reason not to have the coverage. The insurance is very affordable. I have a group discount rate if you join me on my Patreon site, where you can get your liability insurance for as low as $50 a month. So that's like the cost of having a dinner out with your wife and your kids, probably a little bit less than that nowadays. So, I mean, for just a small amount of money, you can really protect yourself and your assets, and you can sleep a lot better at night knowing that you have this protection in place for your business. And from the homeowner's perspective, I wouldn't hire anybody to do anything around your house that's not insured. So if you're thinking about hiring someone for your pool to do the pool service or do any kind of repairs, you want to make sure that they're insured. And I think this is a way to protect yourself also, because if they're not insured, then you'd have to get lawyers, go to court, small claims court maybe, or even regular court, and get a judgment against them, and that costs a lot of money. So you just want to make sure that they have an insurance policy in place before they step foot on your property to do any kind of work or to do any kind of monthly service. So this podcast is brought to you today by Riptide Pool Vacuum System. It's a great way to vacuum out large debris very rapidly from the bottom of a pool. You can learn more about the Riptide Pool Vacuum System at riptidevac.com. And this podcast is also brought to you by Inu Pools. They've been helping pool owners find the right pool parts since 2001. With over 50,000 pool parts in stock, order online today and have your parts delivered right to your door. So I'm joined now by Danielle Bahr from SPPA, Swimming Pool Pro Alliance. How are you doing today, Danielle?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in the pool general liability insurance business.
Hello, my name is Danielle Bahr. I'm the president and director of Swimming Pool Pro Alliance SPA. It's an alliance dedicated to fighting for your insurance needs. I'm also the CEO of the brokerage agency Bahr Insurance Agency. How I got into the pool industry is not a super unique story, but let's just say I was born with pool water in my blood. I've been in the pool industry for 30 years now, essentially my entire life. I can thank my parents for introducing me to the pool and spa professional world. My parents own a construction, repair, and retail store in San Diego, California, where they've owned their own business now for 43 years. It's safe to say I'm not just an insurance broker, but I have some knowledge of what pool professionals do.
I'm going to start with this analogy here. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but isn't like not having general liability insurance like not having auto insurance when you're driving around out there?
Yeah, I would say so. It's really important to have general liability insurance. I would say, a pool professional would need general liability insurance to protect themselves from potential lawsuits or judgments. That would be, why I would think auto insurance is mandatory in the state of California, but I personally think that general liability insurance should be mandatory as well to protect people's livelihood.
Mm-hmm. And so what would happen if a pool service professional has something that happens out on his route and he's liable for some damages and he's not insured?
I'll just give you, general liability insurance protects the insured rising out of claims that come within the coverage of the insurance policy. In the pool industry, some examples of some claims would be a professional tennis player died of carbon monoxide poisoning on September 17th, 1994 at the age of 40 while visiting a friend's home in Southampton, Long Island. Due to a pool professional improperly installing a pool heater, it caused a carbon monoxide gas to seep into the guest house where the professional tennis player was sleeping. In another case, a 7-year-old boy was electrocuted by a faulty pool light while swimming in his family's backyard pool. The family sued the company that installed the faulty pool light. In another incident caught on video, several children were shocked while swimming in an apartment complex pool by a pool pump that was improperly grounded. These are all the things that can happen to a pool professional, from the large claims to the small claims that every pool professional should be insured for.
Mm-hmm. And so if you don't have the insurance, and obviously if there's a claim against you, then you're liable for the whole amount.
Exactly. So, and we can go into that as well. I have some more information here. I guess as safe as and careful as you think you're being, you can't guarantee that an incident can happen to you due to you or your employee's negligence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you should not only be safe, but have general liability insurance to back you up. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you don't have insurance, a customer can sue for the loss, and you can lose your assets.
Mm-hmm. So they'll sue you for your assets also.
Exactly. In that case of general liability insurance for your company, this will protect you personally from financial strain from judgments placed by your customers arising out of claims due to you or your employees. Some of the pool professionals may just be starting their careers, and some may have assets, years of money saved in bank accounts, a home, property, or a 401k. Either way, if they don't have insurance, a judgment could be placed against them, deducting their monthly income until a judgment or claim is satisfied. So I say to a lot of pool professionals, why not be safe and be protected? Being safe and having insurance go hand in hand. A low payment of $800 a year could protect them in their life.
So you have 3 levels of insurance that SPA offers?
Yes.
Can you go into detail, describe just each level so that the pool service professional can choose the right insurance for their company?
Yeah. So we have 3 levels of insurance. The first level is our Silver program. It's $59 a month, and that is a $2 million aggregate, $1 million per occurrence. That means you have $2 million for the year, $1 million per claim. And then we jump up from there to the Gold program. The Gold program is $69 a month, and it's a $3 million aggregate, $1 million per occurrence. That means you have $3 million for the year, $1 million per claim. And then you can go even higher than that to our Platinum program, which is a $4 million aggregate, $2 million per occurrence, which means you have $4 million for the year, $2 million per claim, and that's $89 a month. The separate programs are, it doesn't matter if you're just starting in the business or have been in the business for 35 plus years. You can go with the Platinum program, it doesn't matter, or you can go as low as the $59 a month, the Silver program.
So if you have an employee, how would you cover the employee with the insurance policy?
So each of the programs offer employee coverage. It's an additional additional $39 a month for the Silver program, an additional $49 a month for the Gold program, and an additional $69 a month for the Platinum program.
Okay, and then if you have a 1099 employee working for you, they would need to get their own separate policy?
Yes, it definitely would have their separate policy, and what we would do is we would list the other company as additionally insured. So for example, if you are subbing out somebody, we would list you as additionally insured, and they would have their own policy. Because they're probably not only doing pools for you, but they're probably doing pools for themselves. So you want to make sure that they're insured.
Okay, and let me give you a scenario here. Let's say that I'm insured by a spa and I leave the pool fill line on and it floods the customer's house and there's $70,000 in damage. What happens? Am I covered for that kind of liability?
Yeah, that would be a potential claim that would be covered. So in the event of a claim, there is a $500 deductible. From there, we'll send the claim to our underwriters and they handle the claim from there. It's an extremely simple process, and members who have had claims in the past were extremely pleased with the customer service and how fast the claim was paid out.
Okay, and I had one of the pool guys that signed up for the insurance ask me this question. I didn't think about it until he asked me, but what would happen if a customer makes a false claim against you? You didn't do it, but they say you did it. How am I protected against something like that?
Right. We've had a few of those in the past. And if a customer makes a false claim against the insured, then that too will be determined by the underwriter's claims department. Our insured should have peace of mind knowing that our underwriters are proven industry leaders who deal with claims every day. They're highly knowledgeable and armed with a quality team to fight a claim in the event of a claim needed to be legally fought or denied.
Okay.
So, we have that back, and they take care of our customers extremely well.
Okay, and then now let's speak to a homeowner. Let's say that they're looking through there's no phone books anymore, I guess, but they're online searching for a pool service company, and they're getting bids for their service. Now, they should be looking for someone who has insurance. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, a homeowner should always ask any contractor, not just a pool service repair person or service guys. Homeowners should always ask any contractor who works on their property if they are licensed and insured. I'm a homeowner, and I don't allow anyone to do any work on my home without a contractor's license, or if they're not insured, I don't let them work on my home. It's just, you just want to make sure that it better protect me in the event of a claim due to the contractor's negligence.
Yeah, I think that's critical, and I think I'm not sure why this industry is always overlooked in that regard as far as having the insurance. I've had my insurance for quite some time now, and for me it's a peace of mind having the insurance, more than for the customer, but it's for myself. So let's say someone is shopping around for insurance for their pool company. What questions do you advise them to ask the potential insurer?
If someone is shopping for insurance for their pool company, advise them to ask these questions. Even if they choose not to be insured through SPA, they should still ask these questions so they are properly insured. Number one, is their insurance carrier A-rated? I say to ask this because many commercial accounts, property management companies, and even some residential accounts require A-rated insurance. The rating represents how financially secure the insurer is. This applies for every type of insurance, from your auto insurance to your pool business insurance. Number two, does the program or association share their limits of insurance? Some association, programs, or chapters could and do share their insurance limits, which means in the event of a claim, it minimizes the coverage available to any member or insured. And number three, do they offer free certificates of liability insurance, including additional insured, primary wording, and waiver of subrogation? This is another request that can come from commercial accounts, property management companies, or even residential accounts. I think it's important to know this because some insurance companies can charge upwards of $250 per issued certificate. Number four is a customized policy for the specific industry of pool professionals. By this I mean, does a policy cover the scope of claims that can happen to a pool professional? By looking into the policy and knowing the limits of insurance that are being offered, it is very beneficial. Also knowing the exclusions. I can't reiterate this enough. In the event of a claim, the most important thing is not the 100-page policy, but it's the fact that you're going to be covered in the event of a claim. And number five, do they cover repair-only technicians? As a licensed repair-only technician, it is important for the technician to know that they are fully covered for the niche scope of work. This means if you're doing 100% repair work, you need to let your company or program that you're insured with know so they can properly insure you for repair only, or make sure that they can insure you for 100% repair work. Some companies out there do not have programs for 100% repair work. And then some other important questions to ask would be, how is the customer service? Are you treated like a person or a number? Do your calls get answered and messages returned? In this day and age, with our fast-paced world and outsourcing call centers to other countries, I personally think it's important to be taken care of and helped in a timely manner.
Okay, that sounds great. Where can listeners go to get more information to sign up for the spa insurance?
Okay, if you are a service and repair pool professional looking for affordable, quality general liability insurance for your pool company, please visit our website at www.thespa.com. That's www.thesppa.com.
So thanks for your time, Danielle. That was really, really informative.
Yeah, no problem. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you guys.
Okay, thank you. So I hope this podcast was an eye-opener for all of those out there that don't have general liability insurance for their pool service business. I hope that you will get on the phone or go to the website and contact Danielle, get some more information about getting a policy in place. The good thing about the liability insurance is that it takes only 24 hours to get the policy in place. So once you fill out the application and submit everything, 24 hours later you're going to have a certificate of insurance. So you can get covered, within 24 hours if you get on it right now. So it's really easy to get. Again, if you join me on my Patreon site, you can get the silver plan for $50 a month. And I also offer a 10% discount on the other two plans that SPA offers. So to give you some idea what the policy will cover, I have the silver plan data sheet right here in front of me. So the silver plan, you have $1 million each occurrence with a $2 million total aggregate, which means $2 million for the life of the policy. You also have a $200,000 fire legal liability, $100,000 pop-up coverage, $50,000 limited professional liability, $50,000 pollution cleanup cost, HAZMAT non-auto, and a $15,000 pollution cleanup cost, HAZMAT for the auto. If your truck is in an accident or something and you spill your chemicals, it'll be covered up to $15,000 in that case. $25,000 organic pathogen coverage, $5,000 lost key and lock replacement, and $5,000 for medical payments. That gives you some idea of the coverage that you're going to have when you get the policy. And besides the discount on the spa insurance, if you join me on Patreon, I also have other great benefits. At the $10 level, you can actually text me directly. And at the $20 level, you can actually call me directly if you have any questions while you're out there on your service route. And I also have a group me text going with about 30 pool service guys and gals. And there's several posts every day with questions regarding software for the pool route, chemistry issues, anything that you run into your route, you can actually post a question on this group text. And you also get a copy of my ebook. One of the great things about SPA is that they're very responsive on the phone. So if you call them and you have any questions about getting a policy through them, they'll be happy to answer your questions. They're very knowledgeable about what the policy covers, about the underwriting. Also, SPA will insure you in all 49 states with the exception of New York. So there's really no good reason not to have general liability insurance. There's also other insurance brokers out there. Before I had my insurance through SPA, I was using another broker. And I gotta tell you, I was totally overpaying for my insurance. I was paying almost double what I'm paying at SPA. So if you follow me on YouTube or on my website or my blog, you know that one of the things that I do is I'm out here to help you save money. And I gotta tell you that if you compare rates with the service and with the policy, you're not gonna find a better quality company than SPA. The rates are excellent. Again, I was paying about double what I'm paying now with SPA with another company. And the customer service is exceptional. And Danielle will call you directly if you need to, if you need any information. And they're on top of things. So the process is very easy. Just go to their website. You can fill out an online application. If you want to join me on Patreon to get the group rate, you can find me on my Patreon site. I'll have that listed in this podcast description. You can also find that listed in the YouTube description if you're listening to this on the YouTube video. So if you've been doing this for 10 years, 20 years, or just starting out, there's no telling what's going to happen out there on the service route. And there's no telling when you're going to make a mistake. You may be tired one day, not paying attention, and then you make that mistake. That's going to cost you a lot of money if you're not covered with any kind of liability insurance. And it may not even be you that makes a mistake out there on the route. It may be an employee that you hired to service your accounts that makes a mistake. That's going to cost you a lot of money if you don't have the insurance. Or maybe a homeowner that accuses you of doing something that you didn't do. And if you don't have the liability insurance with an agent, with an underwriter that's going to back you up and protect you, you're going to have to be doing everything yourself, and you may even be liable for something that you didn't even do. So I'm not getting paid in any way by SPA by doing this podcast and by promoting them And by telling you to get general liability insurance, I pay my premiums every month like everyone else. I'm not getting any kickbacks from them when I turn in a policy. So just to let you know that I'm doing this as a kind of like a public service announcement that you really do need this insurance for your pool business. And I highly suggest you go out and get it. I can't say it enough that it's just critical to any kind of business you're running to have the proper insurance coverage. And a pool route is no different from any other business that you're running. So thank you for listening to this podcast. Have a great rest of your week, and God bless.
The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show.